very much, Minister. Asante sana. Thank you very much. Let's take our seats. Thank you. Thank you very much, Minister, and all the other speakers. Maybe it is a good moment to apologize to the ladies, because all the speakers who've spoken before me somebody watching from somewhere, they will think this is a men's conference. Maybe Mr. Kili and the other people next time, let's be kinder to the ladies. Otherwise, we run the risk of being unconstitutional. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is yet another wonderful occasion to join Kenya's capital markets fraternity in celebrating an exceptional milestone. We are here today to witness the listing by introduction of the first real estate investment trust instrument to be issued by a pension scheme. This momentous listing signifies the evolution of our capital markets, which have consistently shown resilience in the face of challenging local and global financial developments, as well as responsiveness to the needs of a market that gets increasingly complex and sophisticated with each passing day. Our capital markets capacity to evolve on a sustainable, continuing basis is therefore a critical pillar of our competitiveness as an economy, and it is also a fundamental factor of our ability to finance development, thereby creating jobs and alleviating poverty. Today's introduction of the Love Trust Imara Real Estate Investment Trust is the culmination of commendable collaboration among industry stakeholders in pursuit of innovative instruments that enhance the credibility, competitiveness, liquidity, and efficiency of our capital markets. To place this event in context, it is important to appreciate the role of a well-developed financial sector in powering national economic development. The presence of deep and efficient markets is a fundamental precondition for further economic growth. Kenya's financial sector is strong, competitive, and I say vibrant as well. A debt and equity market like ours has been effective in mobilizing domestic as well as international capital, thereby complementing other forms of financing, fostering the rational embrace of element of risk inherent in new, innovative, and pioneering enterprises, and supporting long-term investment. The government is committed to expanding opportunities for both investors and issuers in Kenya. We are motivated in this quest by a number of compelling reasons. First of all, as I observed last week during the unveiling of the State Department of Investment Promotion and unveiling of the National Investment Council, there is urgent need to reverse our negative post-pandemic foreign direct investment outlook, which has seen Kenya stand out as the only regional economy that is not experiencing significant growth in foreign direct investment flows. It is our firm agenda to turn the situation around and take aggressive measures to return our economy as a leading destination for international investments. Secondly, I also indicated during my visit to the Nairobi Securities Exchange for the launch of the marketplace that it is imperative for our capital markets to devise appropriate mechanisms that leverage the savings component of all funds, including Hustler Fund, diaspora remittances, bank deposits, capital markets, SACCOs, insurance plans, savings held in fintech and other assets, to provide a sustainable critical mass of capital to finance the transformation of our country. For sustainability, these mechanisms must be affordable to borrowers while giving an attractive return to savers. And I am persuaded that our capital markets can offer reliable alternative funding for all categories and sizes of business, which is also responsive to their long-term strategic intentions. This is how, by saving, Kenyans at the bottom of the economic pyramid can become lenders and investors who finance national development and economic growth. Thirdly, I have been to various parts of the country spreading the transformational footprint of our affordable housing program. It is our intention to increase the availability of cheap and safe houses so as to plug the housing deficit, which currently stands at about 5 million units. The execution will combine efficient building and construction, consumption of local materials and locally manufactured accessories and fixtures, and the employment of hundreds of thousands of both skilled and unskilled workers. Just to put it in context, we managed to unravel this whole sector about real estate, which was for a very long time hostage to high-end development of housing units. In fact, of the 50,000 units that were built every year, you could hardly get 2% of it being affordable. We decided to intentionally and deliberately desegregate the housing sector, and the biggest component that always impeded the development of not just affordable housing, but housing in general, was the cost of land. In fact, it contributed maybe up to anywhere between 20 and 30% of the cost of a house. We have since, as a government, made land for construction of houses free. And I want to congratulate many counties that have made close to 4,000 acres of land in very prime land in many parts of our towns, towns across Kenya, worth anywhere between 20 and 30 billion Kenya shillings. That's the land that currently is available for housing that you don't have to pay for. We also sorted out one more problem. Everybody was building a designer house. And you know what designer means. So to be able to build houses on scale, it became necessary to standardize all the aggregates of what builds up to a house. Standardize doors, standardize windows, standardize all the components of a house. And today I can tell the private sector proudly that we have standardized all doors for all affordable housing units. We have standardized all windows, hinges, and all the other components. And in our plan of 200,000 houses, what that means is that we, the private sector, the cement manufacturers, the steel manufacturers, the people involved in producing housing products, you now have a clear path on what you can build your business towards. In our housing plan of 200,000 houses every year, our cement manufacturers, you now have 20 million bags of cement that we can consume, 10 million tons of steel, 2 million tons of nails, 1 million doors, standardized doors, so you can produce in scale because we will consume, 3 million pieces of windows, So those listening to me can begin to formulate their business and go into production, because we will consume these units. So, and the reason is that once we desegregate and we standardize, we can mass produce these products. Mass production reduces the cost of production and the availability of these units. And that is the whole essence behind what we are doing in our housing space. That, of course, has other attendant. One final thing we decided to resolve using the housing fund, and hopefully this REITs and all the other REITs that will come after this, and we have encouraged our pension schemes to come on board, is the offtake plan. So if we sort out the land for construction, we also make the housing development itself competitive by producing en masse and in scale. And we provide an offtake plan that is sensitive to low-income Kenyans. Then we have sorted out the whole housing jigsaw, and we can go into production. And that is what the government of Kenya is offering. We are already doing the units in 11 counties. We have advertised by 30th of this month another 7 counties. And we are on course to ensuring that we not only meet the 200,000 housing units, but we surpass it. And therefore, I am challenging our pension schemes to step up and provide the offtake. I know a fund manager is looking at a treasury bond, and that gives him a fair return. I want to encourage you that you will not only get a fair return by investing in our housing scheme, but you will have big impact. You can look at a house and you can proudly say, I supported Kenya, a Kenyan to have a roof over their heads. So I think it will be a double win. We look to the capital markets as the principal source of the funds for the affordable housing program, as well as development pillar of our transformational agenda. In particular, the investors participating in the public-private partnership that will become the favored delivery mechanism, which will benefit tremendously from affordable capital sourced in liquid and efficient capital markets. Further, beyond PPPs, the government is committed to the expeditious divestiture of government interest in various entities across several sectors through privatization. We expect the capital markets to rise to the occasion and mobilize capital and give the taxpayers excellent value. Again, as I made a commitment when I came to this stock exchange, this securities exchange last year, I made a commitment that government is going to divest so that we can democratize our wealth and allow more Kenyans to own a piece of what is Kenya, and especially entities that are currently Kenyan-owned. When we went to run with that exercise, we found that the law that existed was actually the biggest impediment to any privatization. It's a law that has been there for the last almost 15 years, and it has made it impossible for any divestiture to happen and for any democratization of what is owned by government to be undertaken. Yesterday in Cabinet, we approved a new law that will provide mechanisms for Kenyans to own part of what is Kenya. And I am looking forward to the Nairobi Stock Exchange, to the Securities Exchange here, to provide the necessary capital for Kenyans to buy into these entities. Additionally, it is of particular importance for me to emphasize our strong expectation that Kenya's capital markets can and must be revitalized by enlisting the participation of micro small and medium enterprises, as well as the large multinational companies that have set up business operations in Kenya. Listing these vital actors will deepen and invigorate the capital markets considerably. I am looking forward to days in the very near future when we will be reporting every Monday and every Thursday to be the days that were traded highest in the Nairobi Stock Exchange. My second visit to the Securities Exchange today underscores the understanding that as a strategic actor in the economy, the capital markets fraternity is going to play a central role in supporting our economic recovery in the short term and national socio-economic transformation in the long term. With its impressive diversified product offering, I am confident that the NSE can facilitate investors to construct strong portfolios across a broad range of globally attractive investment products. Like other developed markets, our capital markets now offers quasi as well as advanced products, including real estate investment trusts, exchange-traded funds, and derivatives. Besides, I am encouraged to note that the NSE has invested in world-class infrastructure to enable it separate trading from post-trading activities. As a result, a platform for novel products like day trading activities has emerged. Additionally, this infrastructure provided much-needed resilience which enabled the NSE to weather the disruptions occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. It is clear, therefore, that the NSE is the ideal institution to power our economic resurgence and finance our national socio-economic transformation. It is also clear that the NSE has invested intentionally to position itself as the most attractive hub of highly attractive local, regional, and international market activity. It is ready. From where I stand, it is ready, capable, and aligned. Any entity wishing to list an offering will do well to make the NSE its first, maybe best, maybe only choice. This is what CPF Financial Services have done with these inaugural REITs, and the reasons are abundantly clear. I commend the CPF services for developing a product that astutely aligns the interests of their investors with our transformational agenda in a highly rewarding sector. This kind of visionary problem-solving strategic imagination is needed to usher our capital markets and economy back to its traditional pioneering place. At this point, I wish to emphasize the government's commitment to sound, consistent, stable, and predictable investor protection mechanism consisting of an impartial and transparent regulatory framework. We shall not compromise on our quest to establish and maintain a standard of leadership, governance, and management in our capital markets that inspires the confidence of international capital markets actors and investors in order to reverse our recent negative performance. It is our intention to give comfort to local and international investors through credible and effective institutions and reactivate our dormant central depository investor accounts. And let me say here that something that was raised by members of the Nairobi Securities Exchange about the availability of or the dollar constraints, not just in our economy, but globally. That as a government, we have made innovative intentions and undertaken innovative strategy to ensure that we ease the burden of availability of dollar in our market. We just concluded last week an arrangement, a market-driven arrangement in our fuel sector, that will see Kenya access all our fuel needs on a deferred 6-month credit. That will eliminate a demand of $500 million every month from this market. And therefore, for the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks. And secondly, we, through the central bank, we are having conversations to reinstate the interbank exchange market that has since not worked. And I am happy that the players in that sector, including our banks, are coming forward and they are participating, and they are working with the central bank so that we can again take charge of our market and that it is not allowed to be distorted by brokers. I'm told the only place where brokers are accepted is at the exchange. Anywhere else, they are banned. And so I just want to assure those in Kenya who are facing challenges of access to dollars that we have taken steps to ensure that dollar availability in the next couple of weeks is going to be very different, because our fuel companies will now be paying for fuel in Kenya shillings. They do not have to look for dollars every month, because we have done what we must do as government to ensure that we ease the burden on people who want to realize their returns in dollars. And I was being told by the chairman of NSC, so Mr. Chairman, you have nothing to worry about. We have taken adequate steps to make sure that that is sorted. Let me also confirm to you that the government of Kenya, as I made a commitment, we are going to be listing public-owned entities shortly. And I like the fact that you have said you are ready to take me on. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. So I never lose sight of this contest, because in my desk, right in front of my desk, is the bull and the bell you gave me when I came here the last time. I also want to give you my commitment that the business and investment environment in Kenya is secure and conducive on a sustainable basis. Through the rule of law, the government will take robust measures to honor and respect the rights of all, and measures and demonstrate. Let me take that again. I also want to give you my commitment that the business and investment environment in Kenya is secure and conducive on a continuous basis. Through the rule of law, the government will take robust measures to honor and respect the rights of all, and demonstrate that no one is above the law, by decisively combating impunity, lawlessness, and disorder. We have a duty to ensure that every worker and every hustler, from a Mamboga MSME to the global multinational corporation operating in Kenya, enjoy a conducive environment to pursue their goals unhindered. There is no reason whatsoever for anyone to stand in the way of free enterprise, disrupt business, or sabotage economic activity, or work as economic terrorists for personal selfish interest. Such impunity must be dealt with firmly, and full accountability enforced to vindicate Kenya's commitment as a free market economy. Once again, I congratulate Lab Trust and CPF Financial Services for this outstanding achievement, and now to declare the laptop Imara is officially listed. The laptop Imara IRITS is officially listed by introduction on the main investment market segment of the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Congratulations. God bless you. And God bless Kenya. Asante sana.
One